She sent a professional DM.
You can slide in the DM
slide.
professionally. That's what I'm telling you.
But what business did we have together that she needs to slide in my DM? I still, aquarium moms want to know what was the business.
Let me tell you how.
Quick, you put the little grass, them eyeballs, and then another grass, like.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. I've never seen her on Baddie. She doesn't let me watch it. And when I went to dating her, so many, don't date her.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she'll bring down your brand. There was so much. Even people close to me, not my mom, but like people business-wise.
Right.
Don't do that.
1, 2, 3.
Banks.
Banks. Yo, what's good? What's poppin'? What it is, what it ain't. What it could be, what it should be, what it would be. Cam Newton and Son, Mr. Boogie, they're all here with another episode of Funky Friday. Now, I usually do solo missions, but today we have a duet, right? And one part of this duet is no other than Miss Jazz Anderson, actress, music entertainer, television producer, and influencer. Alongside of her, to her strong left, is her partner, Miss Persuasion. Now, you may know this, exotic dancer, reality TV personality, and an influencer, but this right here is something that I didn't know. A U.S. Navy veteran.
Oh, yes.
Oh, wow.
I like that. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us. That was a great intro.
It was amazing. I like
Now,
that.
since we're keeping it funky, that was take 2 of everything.
Right.
But absolutely. How we doing?
Good.
Yeah, I like this. I as you said it, you know what I'm saying, off camera, a lot of people aren't used to seeing sway,
Yes.
right, in this type of aesthetic, you know. Because of what, though?
Because of the image that I have as a bad girl, a video vixen, an exotic dancer, stripper, whatever they want to call it, they never see the more serious side of me, the mom side of me. I think I hold on to that side a little bit more privately because, I don't know, it's a little sensitive.
As you should. As you should. I think, you know, as I'm trying to find the energy, you know, with both of you guys, obviously you can sense the love. You know, Jazz, for you, you touched on something as we kind of get into everything with the time that we do have. When did you know?
I guess when I went to college, because I played basketball my whole life, and I think I'm not gonna say that. Yeah. I was like, I don't want to say that, but I played basketball my whole life, so I ended up going to play college ball in Texas, and that was when I had my first experience with a woman.
But did you have insecurities? Did you feel in the closet indirectly? You know,
it's crazy because I remember when I told my mom, she asked me if she had done something wrong. And that was so powerful for me to hear because I had to let her know, you didn't do anything wrong. I wasn't one of those kids who, as you said, was insecure. I got many guys. Like, that wasn't an issue for me. It was just one of those things of, I guess, coming into who I am. Like, once you hit that 21, 22, 23 mark, you're kind of setting your foot into, you know, who you're going to be.
Anderson
exactly,
really
who
is,
Jazz
right?
Anderson is. So I think for me, it was just like, okay, this is me. But it's not something that I had battled with for years, none of that.
Right, but I think coming from a parent myself, you always toy with, am I being a good parent? It's so much that happens. By the time I get home, they're either asleep with the great help of my partner as well as my nanny. And it's just like, they're living, but you can't tap into like, what happened today? You know, everybody get in and you just say, hey, how was your day? But that's so prototypical.
Yeah, right? It is. It is. And I think you made a great point as well. You seem like a great dad. I didn't have a dad. So for me, it was one of those things when she asked me more so what she did wrong. And I hated to I went through this phase where I didn't want to blame him for me being bisexual, but I was like, I think if I had a male in my life that I looked at and I was like, he's a great guy. I probably would have given a lot of great guys a chance. But to me, it was kind of like the men in my life, they weren't stand-up guys, you know? So, and now my mom's with Reggie, who's great. I like my stepdad a lot. But I met him at 18. I'm kind of already who I'm gonna be.
It's gone.
Yeah.
But it's not, when I say gone, it's not like you have to feel obligated to call him dad. You know, he's...
Oh no, we don't do that, but it's like, it's crazy because I came out to him before my mom. Because I was like, help me. How do I, because you know, she could be a bit of a hothead, and I didn't know really how she would take it, you know? So he's helped me at some very vital points in my life that I couldn't even call on my real dad for.
Yeah. Now, with your family dynamic, Sway, take us through that. Grew up in Dallas. Everybody knows the turn up monster, the bad girl, I'm outside, all that. But the person that I'm seeing today, I'm seeing class, I'm seeing, you know, you say you had a lot of people in your head. Who is the people seeing today?
Well, this is Eladria.
Eladria.
This is Eladria.
I won't ask you to spell it, but you know. Welcome to the stage, Eladria. Okay.
My family, my dad was in my life. He went to college, so he didn't get back into my life until I was like 5. But my mom has always been there. Single mom. There's 3 of us. I have 3 sisters. Yes, I have 3 sisters. So my mom, she's always been there. Always told me I could do whatever I wanted to. I just held myself back. So now that I'm older, it's no holding back. I'm putting my best foot forward every chance I get.
As you should. Then now, we're joking about a serious topic here, and you're a big advocate of mental health.
Yes.
You know, what has been your steps to its ongoing road to tapping into yourself? And for the people, and I think I speak for 2 different pendulums, me personally, because I want to know, and obviously the viewer who wants to see and hear, what are some tactics that you do when you kind of feel yourself out of the loop, so to speak? How do you get grounded again?
It's a really touchy subject because I still battle with it. First, I call my therapist if I'm just really having a bad day. But Jazz know it. I take some time. I just isolate myself from everybody. Social media, my phone, her, my family. I just go into this little bubble, which is not healthy for me because it allows me to sit into my thoughts, which is even worse for me. So talking it out with my therapist and having that non-judgment type of zone to just be open and talk is probably helping me more. I write down a lot of stuff she don't even know about. Keep that to myself.
But no. Like, I think in our community, African Americans specifically, as well as the typical Gen Z millennial that's growing up nowadays, the first issue is acknowledgement. A lot of people don't realize, like, bro, I need help. You know what I'm saying? Bro, or mom, dad, big brother, little sister, coach, you know, teacher, counselor, man, help me. Like, I'm going through certain things, and I lash out with rage because it's so much on my plate and my cup that I don't know how to balance things out.
It took a lot for me to even acknowledge it. I was at my breaking point. No, we ain't probably trying to get too deep or too dark, but I think I opened up about this before, but I've been suicidal in the past like 3 years. I've been battling with that. So I was at my breaking point. And instead of committing suicide, I was like, I have to get help because I was looking at my little girl's face and she was only 3 months. And I was like, I know I'm going through postpartum and I know I'm in a dark place, but I cannot end it and not showing her that I at least fought it.
Right.
So that was my breaking point.
So to that, as you balance the reality of I'm not okay, there's so many people who feel that same way. What would you give some helpful insight to speaking on it?
First step is acknowledging it first. the second step is being okay to ask for help. Because I think that's the hardest thing is asking for somebody for help. Because 9 times out of 10, whoever you ask, first of all, let it be a therapist that you ask for help for. Don't go to Sally Joe and say, Sally Joe, I need help. Because Sally Joe gonna look at you and be like, you okay, you're fine. Because it was done to me several times. From my mom, from my last relationship who I was with, they were like, you're okay. Like, it's just all in your head. You'll be okay. And I'm like, yo, I am not physically, mentally, and emotionally okay. Like, I need somebody to acknowledge it. And it took for me to check myself into a facility for a week and really get the help that I needed to bounce back and be okay, because I was not okay at all.
Man, I first commend you because even I deal with it to my own degree. And I would challenge anybody who sees this, hear about this, to number one, don't judge. Because when a person judges that entity or that person, it brings out like, see, that's why I ain't even want to bring some to you in the first place. I'm coming to you. I'm so vulnerable. That vulnerable state is where the most magic happens. Now that magic can happen in a negative way or a positive way. So that's what love is. Love is people being vulnerable and saying, you know what, bro, I love you. Hey, baby, I love you. Hey, bruh, I love you, dog. Like, I'm here for you. And I'm willing to tell everything about myself to you so you can better understand me. I don't need you to look at me and say,
I'm weak, or
yeah,
you letting life beat you up. And I'm like, yeah, life is kicking my ass right by now. I need the help.
Right.
It's okay.
So even to that, I think as we merge these two kind of things together, how were you able both, and this is a question for both of y'all, to just challenge the status quo of, oh, this is just a phase, right? Because we always hear that, right?
I'm 33. I think I'm past a phase. Yeah, 33 in a phase for me. Oh, thank you. I was tear. Can I tear up? I think I'm way past the phase part. I'm 33 years old. Kind of know who I am a little bit. Now it's just working toward my goals. So.
Jazz, for you?
And as for me, I really only went through a depression when my grandma died when I was 17. But even still, like, and it's so crazy because my mom, I grew up in a household where it was like strong, strong, strong. And I remember as a kid, even when I played basketball, I would get hit or whatever on the court. She'd be like, don't cry, get up. We don't do that. That was like my life. To the point I felt like crying as a woman was a weakness. It was crazy. Like I had to get out of that because there was a point where people wouldn't even see me cry because my whole life it was like, we don't cry. Get that out of here.
What's that?
So so now that I'm older, kind of like how you said, it's okay to be vulnerable. So when I went through my depression, I just knew I had to kick back because I still had the rest of my family to live for.
So to this point, as you not battle, but as you kind of welcome your personal life, how is it kind of balancing your professional life? You did have a project with your mom. How was that?
Yeah, so Girl in the Closet on Lifetime. It was myself, my mom, Remy Ma, Deja Peters, great movie. But it was my first film. And for me, I was like, first film on Lifetime? Like I just jumped.
Right. That's a big deal, right?
It was big, So I was very nervous, but I got a great reception from it. And like right after the movie came out, we got 950,000 viewers the first night on Lifetime. Amazing. And right after it came out, directors were already hitting up my people to get me in this, get me in that. So I'm excited. I never really saw myself as an actress. I'm going to be completely honest. But, I think when life gives you a blessing, you should, at least go for it.
Yeah. So you have two people in your life that I know of that the world knows them in a different way.
Yeah.
Your mom and obviously your partner, right? Mom being this TV personality, you know what I'm saying? Very strong, independent black queen. I seen her firsthand. You know what I'm saying? And then you got, your other half where it's just like strong, independent black queens. Where it's like if you step on her toe, she gonna step on your foot. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just, I want my lick back type chick, you know what I'm saying? Verbally or physically, it can happen anywhere, Don't matter who is in my head today.
That's kind of right.
You did.
You hit it right on the nail.
So how is that, knowing that the people that they think they know is not who you actually know?
I always tell my mom because I've watched her on TV since I was 14. Mm-hmm. And it was like the image that people this was like when MySpace was out, Twitter was first out, so everybody had an opinion on everything. So when she was on Basketball Wives, it was always, Tammy, mm-hmm. She shouldn't do this, she shouldn't do that. But my mom that I knew, I was like, she's you guys are only seeing, let's be honest.
Right.
An edited clip, an edited version. Like, they not showing why she popped off. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
So I think that's what kind of made me just be like, get to know people for who they are in front of you. Mm-hmm. And when I went to dating her, so many, don't date her. Mm-hmm. She'll bring down your brand. There was so much. Even people close to me, not my mom, but like people business-wise.
Right.
Don't do that, And I was like, well, I'm gonna be honest. I've never seen her on Baddies. She doesn't let me watch it. Mm-hmm. But the person that I knew that I met that night, I was like, whatever is going on TV, she can't possibly be that bad because she's nothing like that. So I just try to look at people for who they are in front of me and get to know them that way.
So before we get into our game, I want to ask you this, Ms. Persuasion. Has social media deterred how you feel about yourself?
That's a good question.
It used to. When I first got on TV, I didn't know how big of an impact my personality would have on people, good or bad. And I was a little overwhelmed. And I think that was my first time ever battling with depression, but didn't get help because I didn't know what it was. I just thought it was an insecure problem.
Right.
But then fast forward to me going back on TV again, I was mentally prepared for everything that I was getting on social media, and I didn't care. Wasn't logging off. I wasn't turning off no comments. I was living my life. I didn't care. I was happy.
Now, I asked Jazz's mom this. People don't realize that's even though it's reality TV, it draws a real emotion. Mm-hmm. And we can only go on YouTube and look at all the things that show rendered. But do you have a working relationship with, the people that you've met on TV?
Probably not.
But so it's real things. Like, so basically what I'm saying is how you feel on TV is how you feel in real life.
Not necessarily, because I have no bad blood toward anybody that I've worked with on any type of show. I just know that you're not in my real circle. Mm-hmm. You was only in my circle for that moment. And I knew how to take myself in and out of that equation and didn't allow that temporary circle to come into my permanent circle.
Yeah.
So it was okay for me to just be like, hey, I'm chilling with y'all now, but now it's time for me to go back to my real life. I'm not gonna stop my real life to be living in this pretend world.
Right. How long was that show aired, or like take me through, like when that opportunity presented itself, how long do you guys shoot for, and how long does it take until it comes out?
It was so unprofessional. So it was just a lot. I was told we were supposed to be filming for a month. We ended up filming for 2 months. Mm-hmm. I got told we was gonna be doing one thing and we started doing Z. So it was all over the place for me.
Yeah.
I was just trying to be wherever they needed me to be, do my job, do it well, and go on to my real life. Because I was away from my kid, and I did not like that. I was away from her for the first time for Mother's Day, and it kind of put me in a bad space even after we started filming, because I'm like, it's Mother's Day, and I'm away from my kid. I do not want to be here. Mm-hmm. So after that, I kind of shut down and didn't really perform on the show like I wanted to.
Say less. Say less. And at this particular point of the show, we're gonna play a game. I'm not the one with the games, but I think y'all like this one.
Oh my God.
Right? The name of this game is Who's on Your Mind? Right? So couples game are always fun, but let's see if you are on the same wavelength. We've seen it back there in the back when we was doing our pictures that Wi-Fi is connected and y'all share each other's password. You know, y'all didn't share it with me, but it's okay. All right? But I'm going to read some common first names from a list. Then on the count of 3, the two of you will blurt out the last name that comes to your mind. If you say the same last name, you win. Get 5 out of 10 and you win.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes.
So if I say,
Listen.
so if I say Joe, right? Y'all got the last name in y'all brain.
Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3.
Schmo. This is my soulmate.
Yeah, this is it.
That was an example.
Did you see that?
I saw that. I've been seeing it. You know, so here we go. All right.
don't know
I'm ready.
Yeah. All right, y'all ready?
Oh my God.
First one. You ready? Sean. 1, 2, 3, say it.
Kingston.
I was not gonna say
That's my soulmate. Oh, that's my soulmate. Did you just see that? That's my soulmate. So that's not a point right there. You got Kingston and a freeze. Like,
Baby.
here we go.
See how she was on the 9. I'm going to take
Here we
away
go.
the 0.
All that. Next one. Dion.
Sanders.
Listen, you have to pay attention because you're going to say it on the count of 3 after the name is said. So it's going to be name, 1, 2, 3, say it. So I'm going to give y'all that one. All right, here we
We
go.
did that without a count, though. That was...
That's cool.
Yeah, we
So
jumped
the name, hold up, is Erica. On the count of 3, we're going to say the last name. 1.
What you gonna say?
1. No, we're not doing a winking and tinking and whispering and pinching. Here we go. Erica. 1, 2, 3.
Banks.
Banks. Here we go. We're having a moment on set right now. It typically happens like that on Funky Friday.
He not making it no better.
All right, here we go. Tommy. 1, 2, 3.
He'll figure.
Okay, I wasn't gonna say that.
What?
So we got 2 right,
Come on, baby.
2 wrong.
Jerry.
What?
Like Tom and Jerry.
That's not a last name, girl. That's a first name.
That's Tom. It's not Tommy and Jerry. We're going to pray for y'all. Like, yeah. Y'all can talk to me. I ain't going to judge or anything, you know, since we having this reality check. Here we go. Next one is Jack. 1, 2, 3.
Daniels. What? Jack Daniels, girl. That's the last name.
She
Right.
over here shaking like.
You guys do not want to know what I was gonna say.
What dudes go?
Jill.
Listen.
What?
What,
Time to go.
what we're going to do, that's 2 instances
Yeah.
where you needed an and. It's a last name.
That
It's no
Beverly-
Jack
that Beverly
and Jill. It's
Hills
just
school system for
Jack
me.
Daniels. It's not
I'm ready.
Jack and the other. Like,
His
no.
Beverly Hills school
Okay.
system for me is not doing you no justice.
Here we go. So we got 3 wrong and 2 correct.
My bad.
The next one is Ellen. 1, 2, 3.
Degenerate.
Thank you, Lord Jesus.
For the
God.
degenerates. Here we go. Next one. Michelle. 1, 2, 3.
Obama. Okay. Girl.
Obama. All right, here we go. Next one. We on the roll now. Tiffany. 1, 2, 3.
Haddish.
I heard Haddish.
Yeah.
And I heard Pollen.
Pollard. Like.
Oh, okay. I know he's
I see where you was going there. All right.
I get
But I
it.
didn't,
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I didn't think about Tiffany Haddish.
Yeah.
Right, her name is Tiffany.
Yeah, Tiffany Haddish.
The next one is Michael. 1, 2, 3.
Jackson.
Wow.
Jackson, Jordan, Phelps, all that.
Oh, it is Michael Phelps too. I wasn't going that
I
far.
thought you were gonna say Jackson.
I was going to sports because you play basketball.
Michael B. Jordan. Oh. Here we go. Tony. 1,
I don't know.
2, 3.
Hawk.
Oh, okay, that's a good one.
Yeah, skateboarder.
Yeah.
But you was supposed to say it with me for
I know, I don't know it.
Okay, we lost.
You could have said Montana too.
Oh, yeah.
Future.
Oh, yeah.
Scarface.
Yeah, you're not that quick on your
Ladies, I would
lost.
love to
Yeah, we
say
lost.
that you did a good job, but that Wi-Fi wasn't shared all the time.
Not this time,
Yeah, that is.
but it was sharing in the back.
It's okay. So, there's evident chemistry here, right? Take me through how this happened.
Oh, Lord.
Now it's 2 sides. It's really 3 sides to the story.
She loves telling this story, so listen, I'm going to roll out the carpet
You know.
for my girl.
So
Take me through it.
she had a premiere for the show she was on, and I lived in Houston at the time, so I got sent an invite to come to the premiere. I went to the premiere. We didn't see each other on the red carpet, but when I went to the premiere, it was like in a movie theater, of course. I saw her on the screen, and I was like, oh, she's really pretty.
Girl,
And I
say how
ended
you
up,
said it.
and I.
Say how you said it. We want to know. Inquiring minds.
So anyway,
No, we want to know. Anyway. We want to know.
So I was with my homeboy, and I was like, who is that? Where is she in here? So we looked around. We didn't know where she was because she had blonde hair. On the show, she had black hair. At the premiere, she had blonde hair. I didn't recognize her. So sent her a DM because I ended up leaving the premiere early.
You didn't slide in them DMs.
I did, but it was professional though. Listen to this.
Professional DM.
Yeah, you could be
She sent a professional DM.
you
slider.
can slide in the
A
DM
slide.
professionally. That's what I'm telling
But
you.
what business did we have together that she needs to slide in my DM? I still acquiring minds want to know
Let
what was
me
the
tell you
business.
how I say. You could give me feedback.
I will.
So, me as a bisexual female, I don't know if she is, so I don't want to offend her. You get what I'm saying? So I was like, let me figure out my approach. So I hit her up. I said, hey, sucks we didn't get a chance to meet at the premiere. Maybe I'll see you soon. I left it like that. Isn't that a good slide? Like you
That's
kind
like
of
a
get the
nudge.
hint, but
That's
you don't
like
really know.
That's a nudge.
Right.
Now I done pushed the on the DM before.
Yeah, but
Hey, what's good? You put the little grass. I'm gonna put y'all on game real quick. You put the little grass, them eyeballs, and another grass. Like, nah. This is how I know they got somebody black at Instagram that's looking out for the safety of the aggressive sliders in the DM. They got vanish mode now. So.
yes.
I had to tell her about the vanish mode.
I
got
didn't know
cussed
about
out.
vanish
I got
mode.
cussed out about vanish mode. So if anybody is watching this, do not hit me up on
I
vanish
DM
mode.
on vanish mode. I do that shit a lot. Yeah.
I had no idea.
I had to
about
tell her about the
Out the
song.
loop.
Okay.
I said 21 said it in the
Yeah.
song, girl.
21.
She showed me something on her phone, and a dude pop up vanish mode. I was like, why is it going away? Why can't we see what this discussion
And I
is?
said, I don't have him on vanish mode. That's why you can't see it. Now, if I had him on vanish mode, that means we're having a conversation back and forth.
Correct.
But if you
okay.
got me on vanish mode and I don't have you on vanish, your message is gonna go away.
It's gonna
Oh,
go.
okay,
But
yeah.
another thing about vanish mode is this: you know if that person screenshot it. So you know if somebody is like trying to get you, and then they gotcha.
Yeah,
It
that's
took an hour for me to. It took an hour for me to let her know it wasn't.
I didn't
me.
know about that.
It wasn't me. Wasn't cheating on the
It
corner.
wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Yeah. Okay. So
Okay, so back to the story. So it was a good professional slide, right? Okay, thank you.
Okay. You still
Yeah.
You checking the temp. You just sticking your toe
Because
out
you
there.
could be an aggressive slider because you're hitting up a woman. But
right.
me, I don't want to offend another woman. And she'd be
You
like, don't play with me like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Cool. So anyway, I ended up unsending it.
What?
I never saw
That
it.
was the kicker.
She manually
That was the
vanished
kicker.
mode.
Yes, she answered it.
So she hit a knot. Dun, 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 dun. Okay.
Yeah, because my homeboy was like, oh, they're having an after party at this strip club we always went to. So I was like, oh, I'll just see her at the after party. I'm not really a big DMer anyway. Let me unsend this. So it's crazy.
Hold
because-
on, stop. I'm gonna let you finish. But how long until you deleted the message?
Oh, like 10 minutes.
What the?
I'm not a DMer like that, so that's really out of my element. So I was like, let me just delete this anyway and see her.
You gotta let that sizzle at least.
You
Like
think so?
my rule is this. And my girl, she knows this. You know what I'm saying? You gotta let that, it's like collard greens on Thanksgiving. You gotta let it stew in the pot.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like about 24 hours. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody's on Instagram. If I don't get a response within 30 minutes, I feel like
No, but you gotta let it sit. Because
y'all don't follow
some
each other,
messages
then
go
come
to
up.
your
That's
inbox.
true.
If you don't follow nobody,
That is true, yeah.
it can go into an inbox and then you be like, it's just floating. But if I see it, you know what I mean, I'm putting a lot of folks on game now. Like if you send it and then you see that they don't went on their story or they don't put something on their story, it's like, okay, they on Instagram. Okay, cool. I'm gonna give it another like hour or so, and then boom. If they post multiple stories, I'm like, okay, cool. Let me get that.
Unsend,
Let me hold that.
okay.
Unsend. I never was here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, carry on. I'm giving a whole walkthrough of how to DM. You know, I wouldn't know, but. So you send it 10 minutes later, 11 minutes, y'all was there en route to the strip club.
Yeah, so we ended up going to the strip club, and not even when we get through the door, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're in the parking lot.
We're in the parking lot, so I valet the car, I get out the car, and I have a loud laugh.
Mm-hmm.
It's not loud here because I'm in this setting, but. So my homeboy said something to me, I laughed so loud. She was ahead of me, she turns around, and we lock eyes.
No, y'all didn't.
Yes.
And I looked at her, I was like, ooh.
Yeah, she
I
gave me a
said,
look.
Damn, she fine.
Yeah.
I said, that's gonna be my girlfriend.
She was a little drunk though, but she did say that.
I was
Yeah.
And I looked at my homeboy and I was like, that's the girl. Like, what are the odds?
The universe.
Yeah, the universe. That's how I felt. I was like, that's so weird. So.
And
the rest of the
Yeah, we
just
just-
look like glue
Yeah.
ever since.
stuck like glue.
Yeah.
What kind of glue? Was you talking about Elmer's glue
No,
or you
this
talking about
is
Gorilla
super-
glue?
this-
Yeah, this
super
might be
crazy
Gorilla glue
Yeah,
level.
it's like Gorilla Glue, like the girl Gorilla
Like,
Glue.
even if we broke up, we would be best friends.
Say less.
No, we wouldn't. Why would you lie like that?
Okay, we're not gonna go in that emotion because I like where we at right here. I like that. I ain't gonna try to trigger anything, you know what I mean? But speaking of glue, I would say this. What is y'all's relationship glue? Like, what do y'all do when it's like, y'all go get ice cream, y'all go to the movies, y'all watch y'all shows, like y'all go on walks?
We watch our show.
Okay, I was gonna see if you said it. That's what I was gonna say too.
What's the sane show and what's the toxic show that y'all watch together?
I think all our stuff is toxic.
Yeah. So I recently got her hooked on Real Housewives. So she's been watching that. But we really love Love is Blind on Netflix.
My girl, listen.
Yeah.
What else? What else?
And Ready to Love on OWN.
Yep.
Those are our shows.
Love is Blind, that's a good show.
So good.
It's so good.
But they be like, bruh.
We be so mad.
I need somebody. I need the producer to go get somebody from either Atlanta, Miami, Chicago,
Stop
Houston.
getting these people from Wisconsin and
We need some-
Idaho.
Wait,
We
why
need-
though? Why you say that?
Because I need the dudes to have a little
Oh,
oomph
yeah,
to
they
them.
don't ever have.
They be on there.
Yeah, they cry.
This lady left me. I ain't never
the
seen
most
her before.
recent, like I walk in. I don't really like watching those type of shows, but my girl does. So when I walk in and I see it, so obviously I'm like trying to hear the storyline. And this particular show that I watched, like the dude found out that somebody was talking to the girl that he liked.
Yeah.
So then when he went back into the room with the dudes, you know, it was just more or less like he was trying to figure out
Talking about
who.
Marsha
Yeah,
and
but
Josh.
he didn't step to him.
That's why
We
you
said
need
the
somebody
same
from
thing.
Chicago,
Yeah, we
Atlanta, Miami,
Yeah.
like man,
Because
He
the
was
dude
so
with
mad.
the dude with the ears, I know exactly what somebody do with the ears. It was just like, you really coming to me telling me you was really talking to my girl? Like, you could have kept it to
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
But Marshall, he a little soft.
Yeah, he didn't step.
He ain't still.
We say that all the time. We're like, the black representation sometimes
It's not there.
isn't the best.
It's not the best.
From
It
the
makes us
women,
look like we're weak.
Yeah, yeah.
Emotionally, it makes us look like we're weak. It makes it look like our men are weak. It makes it look like our women can't be in those type of rooms with those type of people. And
But-
when I say
but-
those type of people,
let's stay here though.
What?
Let's stay here. When you're talking about the perception is weak, right? Do you have do you have confidence in knowing that if you were to put those type of alpha males in that same room, what would the turnout be? Because I come from, I had the luxury of growing up with my father, a bishop, a pastor, the most influential person in my life. So I knew how to step to a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, bro, whatever you want to do, I want to do. Let's just throw that out there right now. But I think our Wi-Fi ain't on the same kind of trajectory. So you tell me how you feel, and I'm gonna tell you how I feel. And if we can't have a healthy compromise, then it's gonna be what it's gonna be. Rather than saying, hey, bro, I said what I said, and then boom, 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 boom. How would you feel, or how do you feel of the state of humans to be, because it's not a male to male thing, it's a woman to woman thing too.
Yeah, it is.
So do we have confidence in knowing that if you put those type of people in a room, will it be safe?
Yeah,
I think that comes from the producer standpoint. They have to be able, the casting people have to be able to determine, hey, are you able to be in this type of environment and hold yourself accountable and be like, hey, I want to talk to you, but I don't want to talk at you. So let's have a conversation. And if it doesn't go there, I feel like casting people should be able to be like, yeah, you're not a fit for it.
Well, I mean, people are going to say whatever to get on TV, but I think at the same time, too, there has to be something that changes the narrative. So like if we all thought, kind of like how you said, if we put you in this room, is it safe? And nobody takes a chance on it, then we'll never know. You know what I'm saying? So there has to be someone that changed. I say this all the time, like Basketball Wives was lit back in the day. But now we have shows like Real Housewives, you know, strong black, Real Housewives of Atlanta, strong black women, and they're not fighting. So, you know, it's one of those things of like, there has to be someone to take a chance. Like if people would have watched Basketball Wives or For the Love of, you know how they went through all those little series where everybody was fighting, and they sat back and said, well, this is how they act, so we ain't gonna give them a show where it changes the narrative. We wouldn't have stuff now that shows us in a great light.
Right.
So I just think we need.
But even to that, I feel a certain type of way because I think the black representative on TV is used as a pawn to, in some cases, right? Used as a pawn to drive viewership. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
It's like when you go back all the way. And when I was in school, they used to have Flavor Flav.
Yeah, that's what I was, For the Love of
What
Flavor,
was that?
I think it was called.
It's called Flavor of Love.
Flavor of Love, right? In New York, right?
Yes.
Love was New York.
She got her own show because she was the person that it was just like, man, this girl is a star, you know? But it gave uneducated, it gave, you know, now I'm not saying that she was that, but you know, going back to the, you know, how they're perceived. And I'm like, to what degree? I'm waiting on that person to come on TV and be like, look, bro, that ain't P. Look, I want the girl, you know what I'm saying? And I'm willing to prove any and everything to show that I'm here for her. It ain't gonna be no, look, bro, I said what I said, or, you know, the girls take off their earrings and they get their water ready, and, you know. But that's what
people want to see, though. Like, even the show she was on. All they do is fight every 30 minutes.
But you're not seeing Beverly Hills women on that show.
You're right.
So it's like when you're talking about Bad Girls Club, the majority of women are minority women. So the background is the Miamis, the Dallas, the Houstons, these social economic African American places or minority places that it's like, we get a bunch of them in one space,
they gonna
press that red button and watch this shit cut up. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like for us, when do we draw the line? Or is it something that you just go through a phase of?
Yeah, I think it's a phase. You know, I always say, like, what's supposed to be in style is gonna come back in style. So now we have the crazy nonstop violence, fighting on TV and stuff, but I think it's gonna circle back to real reality TV where it didn't just revolve around fighting. Like my mom, I always been on my mom. I told you I looked up to her, but Real World, that was like real reality TV, and they had their arguments, but it was really, people fell in love with watching them live their life. You know, we have good TV, reality TV like that now, but I mean, the ones that people are watching and getting the ratings, they just want to see fights.
I'm gonna give you another one. It's a reality TV show out now that's like, if you do anything intimate, you lose money.
Oh, that's our show too. Too Hot to Handle.
Too Hot to Handle.
We like
That's
that one
our show.
too.
We watched that.
Man, they need a fire extinguisher on them, on the private parts. Because everybody just be like, bruh,
We
I
talked
choose
about
her.
that.
Yeah, we did. We
We
was
was
like,
we
wouldn't
couldn't
have
do
lasted.
it.
Yeah,
We would have lost all our money.
Yeah.
If we was on there together, we would have lost.
But it's just for happiness, it's for love, it's for something that's promoting, just unity. I'm a lover. You know what I'm saying? To anybody who knows me, like, from Atlanta, always standing on that. But it's just like, bro, I want to see people do good. I'm rooting for anybody who's the underdog. And can we get more this? Please.
She was like,
But it's just that type of aesthetic that we got. Another good one too, me and my man Troy, like Alone. Did y'all see that?
No.
So you get paid, it's the survival of the fittest, basically.
Okay.
They put you out in this rural part of God knows where, and you have to survive. But these people who are on these shows, they are survivalists. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like they don't, all you're, and correct me if I'm wrong, Troy, all you have is like an axe. You got like everything that you need is in the bag. And the producer checks the bag, like you get like
do you get a lighter?
no, you don't get no lighter.
So
You got to do
they have
everything
to start
from
the fire
scratch.
with the sticks and the leaves.
And
Remember I
the
told you
rock.
that? I said I wanted to learn how to make a fire from that way because I feel like then I would be more suitable for life. if I
Survival.
learned
Yeah.
How to do it that way.
I just,
check it out.
like, with me having children now, and even when I mature into the person who I aspire to be, number one, I'm proud of the person who I am. Looking back at like the 15-year-old me, if I was the 33-year-old me now, I'd be like, damn, bro, I'm proud of you, or that's exactly what I want to do. But as I live, I want to experience everything this life has to offer. You know what I'm saying? When I look at the tragedies that happens in our communities day in and day out, fighting and, I call hypocrites to our culture because if you don't use the same energy from black on black crimes that you use versus police brutality crimes, that's a crook. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't keep that,
Talk
whatever.
about that too.
Yeah, we talk about that as
I
But-
said, she was like, the Black Lives Matter movement. She was like, don't you think it did more good than bad? And I said, to me, no, it didn't. Because the moment that us as Black people had that type of power to really show that type of change, they turned the Black Lives movement into a scam. And it set us back.
But my thing was all that, like we really be having debates.
Yeah.
So I was like,
That's good.
you can tell I'm over here like, oh my God, can I speak?
Yeah, say it though, because I got something that I want to say too, as far as that too.
So before that it came out that it was this scam, all that it helped with, from Trayvon Martin, George Floyd, there were so many cases that if we hadn't rallied like that, we wouldn't have got that. And I'm not even gonna say justice, because in some, like, George Zimmerman's still out there. But I'm saying, like, it brought eyes to things that I saw people
Brought
that were awareness. You're absolutely. I saw 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds. It gave them a purpose. They felt like, okay, I'm gonna fight for this. So I mean,
Yeah, but that
you can't
one,
just look at
that
that
one
one-
negative overshadowed everything that we had worked for in my eyes.
But it doesn't.
Because it's just like, why did we as Black people have to turn our positive movement into something negative if it was doing so much greater good?
Right.
Why turn it negative? I didn't understand it. And I'm just like, damn,
My
we
stand-
can't keep nothing positive to save our life. We gotta turn it negative. We gotta turn it into something that's only benefiting self and not us as a whole.
But my thing as a human is I want to expose hatred.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's hatred from Black to Black, from gender to gender, because it's a lot of cap that's going on from a lot of women that be talking about girl power, and you sneak this in other women too. Dudes that be like, bruh, I want you to win, but you won't, you know. The simplest form of that, and I've been guilty for it, that the easiest thing that you could do is double tap a picture. Follow.
Right, yes.
Dudes don't even do that.
They don't do that.
You know what I'm saying? You don't even follow, you know what I'm saying, certain things. I've recently also seen a disturbing clip online about a coach, a high school coach, right? Caucasian guy. And he was just on this rant of like, oh yeah, man, I came down to Atlanta, man, y'all can have this. Yeah. You know, and he's online, you know, calling black people. And this is a dude who has had his impact on the black community in ways that it's like, bro, it's super disturbing to just hear that, knowing that you got a 12, a 14, 16-year-old kid who's looking toward to you as guidance, and this is what you're doing on your personal time. You feel me? Talking about lynching, you know, talking about these different things. So I don't even think hatred is created off of something other than not knowing. Because if I knew who Persuasion is, if I knew who Jazz is, if y'all know who Cam is, it's like now you see why Cam dressed the way he dressed. Now I see where this kind of came from. It's like certain things stemmed to this specific action, and that's pretty much what it is. So whether it's Black Lives Matter or anything, it's just bringing awareness to something where I just want to flush out hatred. Because if we got to clench our pearls when we go out, or I get nervous around people, you know, when I'm like, yo, what's his intentions? Like, what's that dude back there thinking about? It's like, damn, like,
I don't want to be out.
I don't want to be, it's not worth it, you know?
And you know what's crazy? I always tell people, like, because I grew up Calabasas Middle School, Beverly Hills High, and I always tell people I did not understand racism. And I had this conversation with my mom because I was like, I didn't understand racism until I went to Texas for college basketball.
Yeah.
And it was in the country. And then I'm getting pulled over, I'm getting asked questions. I'm like, wow.
What is this?
Yeah, what is it? And it was like a culture shock for me, but it's like you said, like if we don't know, you know, for me it was more so, I think why I was so big on BLM was because for most of my life, I always felt like the black girl around the white kids, but I belong. So I'm not gonna say I didn't feel black, but it was just like, I'm me.
Yeah.
I belong here.
Right.
My dad's an NBA All-Star, my mom's on TV, I'm with y'all.
But do you...
So it was like...
Okay.
What were you gonna say?
Do you think that skewed your growth, gave you a false narrative of what life is really like?
Luckily it didn't, because I was able to go to Texas at 18. So I still had time to see like, yo, like I need to belong to my culture. I wasn't like that at first, you know? So I feel like if I would have kept being in Beverly Hills, I probably would have been pretentious like all, you know, some of the other people.
My last thing, and to this point, I'm going through an issue right now with my children. All of them have education from private schools. And something alarming happened when my daughter came home. It was February, and she said, Dad, a white person is teaching us about Black history. And I was like, yo, that's not right. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, we all are entitled to their own opinion. And I'm like, if a white person is teaching about Black history, can a Black person teach about
White culture?
You know, Caucasian history? You see what I'm saying? European history. And I'm like, you could, but it's gonna be some things that's left out. You know what I'm saying? Slavery. How did Africans move to, you know, America? And
now,
things.
can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Because when I was growing up, private school, all that, I'm gonna be completely honest, I didn't have a lot of Black teachers. So 9 times out of 10, your kids are probably going to school with teachers who, they're not letting Black teachers
Did you have Black
come
history in high school?
No. I don't think I had that.
That's the problem.
But so to that,
I don't think I had
to that point,
that's the problem.
There's a alarming statistic that says, as a minority growing up in America, the only time you are faced with a white race is that person is in the position of power. Your principal, the officer, your coach,
Your judge.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
it's
true.
and that person who's pouring into you, it's not that they hate you, they just don't know enough about you.
Yeah.
So whether it's Black History Month or anything else, I would warrant more minorities to get involved in the community, whether it's a teacher, whether it's a city official, because now you can cope with that, because there's so many things that could have stopped by me going through it. And we was having a discussion off camera, when I was like, yo, I don't see rebellious kids, because the first thing that a kid is see, oh, that's Cam Newton. And I'm like, hold on, big dog. Hey, perfect example, the Water Boys. They, hey, man, bro, let me get a water. I'm like, dog, first off, pull your pants up. You know what I'm saying? You want to get money or a donation from me, the presentation is everything. You got 30 seconds to prove why I should give my $5, $10, $20 to you, you know, in that way. But a lot of children look at Caucasians as people of authority, and they can't cope with what I'm really going through. So
That's true.
I would say that. Any other things before we get up out of here, ladies?
No.
So, as we end things here on Funky Friday, we're going to do it in unison. We're going to start with this camera together. Then we're going to go to this camera together. And then we're going to finish with that camera all together.
Okay.
We ready? Yeah. Here we go. One finger. One pinky. One thumb. One love. Persuasion and Jazz. Thank you.
Thank you for having us. This was super dope.
Yeah, I had fun.
Yeah.
It was fun.
I didn't want to ask for the lighter on camera, but can I see the lighter? Because you know.
Yeah, look at her. Damn, Lighter, you ain't trying to act right.
No, he
There
wasn't
you
acting
go.
right earlier for me either, you know.